If you have $10,000 sitting in a regular savings account right now, your bank is paying you roughly $1 a year in interest. $1. Meanwhile, a high-yield savings account at another bank would pay you somewhere around $450 to $500 on that exact same money, for doing absolutely nothing different. That gap is not a coincidence. It is a business decision your bank made, and it is costing you hundreds of dollars every single year you stay put. Here's the good news. Switching takes about 10 minutes online, no branch visit required, and your money is just as safe as it was before. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why big banks pay almost nothing, how a high-yield savings account actually works, what APY really means in plain dollars, and the simple steps to move your money today. Here's the part that almost nobody talks about, and once you hear it, you will not be able to unsee it. Your bank is not on your side when it sets its savings rate. It is managing its own costs. Big national banks, the ones with branches on every corner and Super Bowl commercials, already have tens of millions of depositors. They do not need to compete for your money, because you are already there. So they pay the bare minimum, which right now is often 0.01% APY. APY stands for Annual Percentage Yield. It is the actual percentage your money earns over a full year, including the effect of compounding. At 0.01% APY, a $10,000 balance earns exactly $1 over 12 months. And here's what makes that number even more frustrating. The Federal Reserve sets a benchmark interest rate that affects what banks can earn when they lend money or park reserves overnight. When that rate is relatively high, as it has been in recent years, banks are quietly earning solid returns on your deposits, while passing almost none of it back to you. The spread between what they earn and what they pay you is pure profit for them. Online banks and credit unions play a completely different game, and that difference is where you get your money back, which is exactly what the next section covers. A high-yield savings account, or high-yield savings account, is just a regular savings account. Same concept, same FDIC protection, but it pays a significantly higher interest rate. That is the entire difference. There is no catch, no lockup period, no penalty for taking your money out. FDIC stands for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. It is a U.S. government agency that insures your deposits up to $250,000 per depositor, per bank. So if the bank somehow failed, your money up to that limit is guaranteed by the federal government. High-yield savings accounts at legitimate banks carry this exact same protection. Your $10,000 is no more at risk in an online high-yield savings account than it is at your neighborhood branch. The reason online banks can afford to pay so much more is simple. They have far lower overhead. No physical branches, no armies of tellers, no prime real estate leases. Those savings get passed back to you in the form of a higher rate. Right now, well-known institutions like Fidelity, Ally, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and others have offered high-yield savings accounts in the range of 4% to 5% APY, though rates do move with the broader interest rate environment. So always check current rates before you open an account. Now, knowing a rate exists is one thing. Knowing what it actually means in your pocket is another. And the math here is simpler than you think. This is where the numbers get real. And honestly, they are more motivating than most people expect. APY is the number that tells you what you will actually earn over a full year, including compounding. Compounding just means you earn interest on your interest. Every month, the interest gets added to your balance, and next month you earn a tiny bit more, because your balance is slightly larger. Let us run through a concrete example so this sticks. Say you have $10,000 in savings. At your big bank's 0.01% APY, you earn $1 in a year. At a high-yield savings account paying 4.5% APY, that same $10,000 earns roughly $450 over the year. That is $449 more in your pocket for doing nothing except moving the account. If you have $20,000 saved, double it. That is nearly $900 a year. Think of it as your savings quietly paying one of your utility bills every single month. Now, one thing to keep in mind. The APY on a high-yield savings account is variable, meaning the bank can raise or lower it as interest rates in the broader economy change. It is not locked in forever. But even when rates eventually come down, the gap between a high-yield account and a big bank account has historically stayed wide because big banks are slow to raise rates and very quick to cut them. That raises a fair question. If the rate can change, Should you be parking money somewhere with a fixed rate instead? The short answer is, it depends on what the money is for, and the next section draws that line clearly. Not every dollar you own should live here. And knowing the distinction is what separates people who build wealth from people who just move money around without a plan. A high-yield savings account is the right home for three specific piles of money. First, your emergency fund, the 3 to 6 months of living expenses that you never want tied up in investments that could drop in value right when life falls apart. Second, any money you plan to spend within the next 1 to 3 years. A house down payment, a car you are saving for, a wedding, a big trip. Third, any cash buffer you want liquid and accessible on short notice. What does not belong here is money you will not need for 5 years or more. Long-term money, retirement savings, wealth building, belongs in tax-advantaged investment accounts like a 401k or a Roth IRA, invested in broad index funds that historically have grown at roughly 10% per year on average over the long run. A savings account earning 4% or 5% sounds great compared to 0.01%, but it is not a substitute for investing when the time horizon is long. So the mental model is straightforward. Spending soon? High-yield savings account. Not touching it for a decade or more? Invest it. That line keeps your short-term money safe and your long-term money growing. With that boundary clear, the next logical step is the one most people stall on: actually making the switch. Here's how it works in practice. Most people delay this for months because it feels complicated. It is not. The whole process takes about 10 to 15 minutes online, and your money never disappears or goes unprotected during the transfer. Start by picking a reputable institution. Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, Ally, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, and SoFi are among the commonly cited options. Each is FDIC insured. Compare the current APY on their websites the day you apply, since rates shift. Look for no monthly fees and no minimum balance requirement, because some accounts charge fees that quietly eat your interest. Opening the account online means filling out a basic application: your name, address, social security number, and a government ID. This takes a few minutes. The bank runs a soft identity check. It does not affect your credit score. Then you link your existing checking account. Most banks use a process where they send 2 small test deposits, usually a few cents each, to your checking account within 1 to 2 business days. You log back in, confirm those amounts, and your accounts are connected. From there, you initiate a transfer. You tell the new bank how much to pull from your checking, and the money arrives in 2 to 3 business days. Your old savings account stays open. You can close it later if you want, or just let it sit. There is no penalty for switching. One practical tip: keep a small buffer in your existing checking account during the transfer window, just so any automatic bills do not bounce while the money is in transit. That is the entire process. Knowing how to open the account is half the job. The other half is not getting tripped up by fine print that quietly cost you. Here are the 3 traps that catch people most often. Trap 1. Teaser rates. Some banks advertise a headline APY that only applies for the first 3 months. After that, the rate drops sharply. Always look for what the ongoing APY is, not just the promotional rate. The terms page will say promotional or introductory if it applies. Trap 2. Monthly maintenance fees. A $10 monthly fee on an account earning $40 in interest a month sounds fine, until the rate drops and you are earning $15 a month but still paying the fee. Look for accounts that explicitly say no monthly fees, no minimums. Trap 3. Transfer limits. Regulation D, a federal rule, used to cap savings account withdrawals at 6 per month. The Federal Reserve relaxed that rule in 2020, but some banks still impose their own limits and may charge fees if you exceed them. If you are using this account as an active emergency fund, you might dip into occasionally. Confirm the bank has no withdrawal fee policy. Avoid those 3, and you are in good shape. The final thing worth knowing is what happens when rates eventually fall, because they will, and why that is not actually a reason to delay opening one today. Rates on high-yield savings accounts are variable, and when the Federal Reserve cuts its benchmark rate, high-yield savings account rates follow. That is a real thing that happens. But here is the perspective that matters. Even at lower rate environments, the best high-yield savings accounts have historically paid several times more than big bank savings accounts. The gap shrinks slightly, but it rarely closes. More importantly, every month you stay in a low-rate account is a month of interest you cannot get back. If you have had $15,000 sitting at 0.01% for the past 2 years, you earned about $3 total. At 4.5%, that same 2 years would have returned roughly $1,350. That is not a small number. And the math does not care whether rates are high or low at the moment you finally switch. It only cares that you switched. Because the compound effect starts the day you move the money, not the day you thought about it. The single most powerful thing you can do today is open the account and fund it. Even if you start with $500, you are building the habit and capturing every dollar of interest from that point forward. Now that you understand how a high-yield savings account works, the next question most people ask is where that money goes once it has grown. And that means understanding how a Roth IRA works as your next financial layer. That video is the natural next step, and you will find it linked right after this one. If this video helped you see your savings account differently, subscribe to Plain Money so you never miss one. Hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this. And drop a comment below telling me what bank your money is at right now. I read every single one.